right, we're going to try this one more time to see if you can hear me. And Betsy's in the background here testing to see if I can be heard.
And we also have to wait for people to come back on too.
Okay.
Okay, so people are starting to jump back on.
All right.
All right, let's try this one more time to see. There you go.
All right. All right. Unfortunately, I don't know where the sound dropped out or if you could ever hear me to begin with. So at the end, I will review some of the dates that I gave at the beginning of the Facebook Live session, and I'll just start with what I have on because we're going to go through each one of us and talk about our favorite patterns and some of the variations of these patterns. So I'm going to start with what I have on top of everything, which is the Detour Jacket. And everybody needs a black jacket. I need 10 of them, but I happen to have one on today. And one of my favorites is the Detour Jacket. And it's made in a very lightweight wool, which I really like. Not too heavy, no need to line it or underline it. So the other three Detours that I want to show you have come from So Confident Series 9. We introduced this pattern again to you. This is the Detour Jacket, Detour shirt in a wool challis, beautiful lightweight wool challis that I underlined in China silk and then used a little bit of rayon Bemberger. Maybe this was China silk. I think it's actually China silk for the Hong Kong finishing on the top of the hem. So it gives it a really beautiful look on the inside of the jacket and makes this wool challis, which is normally a fabric that's kind of sticky, really lie smoothly over whatever garment you're wearing underneath it if you choose to wear something underneath it. The reason I like this jacket so well is it has a large enough sleeve for me to wear almost anything under it, a bulky sweater or the Liberty shirt that I have on underneath now. Then the next one that we showed in the So Confident was this one, which has just been lengthened, no buttons this time, so it's more of a duster. And the fabric is a rayon crepe that had a striped effect to it. So I used the stripe vertically on one side, horizontally on the other side, just to break up the pattern and make it interesting. So this one's been lined. So in the whole series of Detour patterns, you learn how to underline, how to line, how to use these Hong Kong finishes for edge finishes. And the lining and underlining of this pattern is a little bit tricky because of the way the yoke is constructed. So this is something that is not in the pattern, and you'll want that compendium that combines all of these to really learn how to do that with this pattern. If you like the Detour for summer, you can make it into a vest, and you leave the sleeves off, create a facing for the arm's eye, and I use silk organza for my facings. I also use the silk organza for the back side of this yoke. Even though in reality the pattern piece for the yoke is one large piece, I created two pieces so that I could underline it in something different than this. This is an interesting fabric. It's a linen with a little bit of an embossed metallic dot to it. I just love it. So all kinds of versions of the Detour jacket. So the next layer that I have on is the Liberty. And the Liberty shirt is a long time favorite of ours. It was part of the free pattern that you got when you signed up for Sewing with Silks with Craftsy. They no longer provide the pattern with that class. You can still sign up for the class with Craftsy, and then you can order the pattern from us. In the evolution of the Craftsy ownership, some of those freebie patterns went away. But at any rate, this is the Liberty. And the Liberty starts out as, I thought I had another one, and maybe I didn't get it up here. Let's see here. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, so this is actually the Liberty that I made on the set of the Craftsy shoot, as we call them. And this is in a silk shine tongue. So you can see the details of it. It has some nice diagonal lines, deep hems, and a turned up sleeve with a little vent to it that I really like. The collar can be worn up or down, more like a Peter Pan collar. So to me, it's just a really beautiful, elegant shirt. Now, one of my favorites is this one, where my friends in the middle of Kansas, who are expert embroiderers, embroidered these panels of pink linen fabric for me. I own all the stuff to machine embroider, but honestly, and I've taken all the classes, but I don't know, it's not my thing. So I just hired that done. You know, you have people who can do things for you, and that's what they do for me. So, but this is a design that I designed for OESD for Bernina, and you can still get this design. It is called Rugs to Riches, and all the designs in that whole piece of software are part of a whole design collection that I took from Oriental Rugs, which is thus the name. So the facings that are part of the pattern are brought to the outside of the garment, and then this is an insertion of a flat piping. And then the hems are also brought to the outside and also similarly done like the interior of the Detour, but just a little bit different. Added a back panel with some designs to it. And then the fabric I used for this flat piping is a Pucci design silk charmeuse. And then here's one that we call the Liberty Mixit Fusion. So this is the Liberty pattern, lengthened a little bit with a knit backing, silk charmeuse for the front and the sleeves, and I've transposed the Mixit neckline from the Mixit shirt onto the Liberty, so it no longer has the collar. And I really like this. This is easy to do, but we do have a tutorial available on how to do this. I think I also demonstrated on a previous Facebook Live maybe a long time ago, and you could probably refer back to that. So those are my 3 variations of the Liberty. We also have the tutorial on how to make it into a sweater like this. So I've eliminated the collar. I have a binding under here. Thanks to Nora, I have this wonderful necklace that covers up my neckline. Nora from Wisconsin. Thank you, Nora. But I have a binding, no front seam, and other than that, it's just made in a sweater knit. And I love this. I love the way it can be casual. I can dress it up a little bit. It feels a little bit dressy today with all the black, but you can wear it with jeans, sweatpants, whatever. So it's a great little sweatshirt. Now I like to have something peeking out under this, and this is the eTee, our download pattern, our most basic t-shirt pattern. This is in a cotton knit, but I like the way this kind of completes the front of this and adds that little pop of color. And of course, I wouldn't be standing in front of you if I didn't have my Picasso pants on. And these are my winter version. You know, I have 3 pair of black ones. I have cotton and lycra, I have viscose and linen, and I have ponte knit, and that's what these are. So I'm wearing black socks and black booties, and I'm all one color of black when I put my jacket on, and I feel, you know, pretty darn dressed up today. Even changed my glasses color to match my outfit. So those are my patterns, and so I'll show you my notions. So this is a tailoring board. And we actually have these made in Topeka, Kansas by the brother of Pat, who used to work here. And he does a fabulous job. The source of where we used to get these is no longer available, so he has taken this over for us, and he makes them even more beautiful than the originals. But there's not a day of sewing that goes by without my using at least the rail for pressing a seam open, this curved part for pressing a seam open over a collar, especially on the Liberty, which is a curved collar. I press open seams on rounded cuffs here, and the little stand on a shirt, I press the seam open over this, and then this is where my ham stands. So this is my ham stand. And sometimes if I want to get my work up off of the ironing surface and just press a little bit and let the work fall away. That's what this surface is. So it's multiple usage. It's an expensive little tool. This is the week you're going to want to buy it. And then I do a lot of handwork. For instance, on that Detour shirt that was finished nicely and underlined, I use these really fine needles, Gold Eye embroidery needles by Pullover, sizes 3 through 9. So these are my favorite hand sewing needles. Those are my favorite tools. All right, let's bring Deb on.
Anyone have any questions?
Oh, anybody have any questions? I guess we'll take questions as we go on this.
Okay. You can repeat the question.
Okay.
So, is your tailor board made of maple?
Is my tailor board made of maple? I don't know what the wood is, but this is a wood that doesn't get soft and furry with steam. I don't believe it's maple. I believe it's, it might be birch, but you know what? I'll find out. I don't know what he uses.
Is the sweater knit for the Liberty shirt more than woven fabrics for yardage? And how about fitting with the knit?
No, I use the same size to make this Liberty sweatshirt, so to speak, that I would normally make in a woven. Even though it's a knit, I don't change sizes. What was the first part of that question?
Do you use more yardage for the knit Liberty shirt than the woven?
No, I do not use more yardage for the knit Liberty shirt than the woven. Same yardage.
Okay.
Okay, great. Deb, come on over.
Mike, ready to go?
I think so.
Here, you come on this side
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
this
can
side.
you can grab the clothes.
Okay. Hey everybody, I haven't seen you for a while. So I am wearing my dress that is done from the Marceau. Obviously not the way that comes out of the pattern. Where am I at? Right here.
You're on the,
Can you hold one?
So this is the one that just right out of the envelope. This is actually what's pictured on the front of the envelope.
2 different widths of stripes. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to match anything. And it has that great sleeve detail.
And I love the sleeve detail. So much fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, Linda showed me a picture of this dress that was like $800-900. She was like, "Do you think you could make that?" And I was like, "Sure, I can do that." So I used the top of the Marceau, and I just used the left side, put it down the center fold. So I had a plain top on the front and the back, and then of course the sleeve. And then I just added 2 different ruffles to come up with my $900 dress that cost me what, $60?
Yeah. And the
And
fabric is
It's that fleece. It's like a sweatshirt fleece. It's
Cotton
got
fleece, yeah.
Yep, it's got the fleece on the inside. But it's one of my favorite dresses. I get compliments on it all the time.
I think
It's
you
a lot of
added
fun.
something on the sides there.
Oh, it does have pockets.
Yeah.
Do I have pockets?
That is so cute. And you're wearing it over
I'm wearing
leggings?
it over some leggings.
Did
with-
you make those?
No, but they are rib knit.
Yeah, they
Rib knit's
are.
out there everywhere. We've got 12 colors of rib knit.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
pants, tops, dresses, skirts, rib knit for everything. We should have brought some up. We did.
Yeah. That's a
Mhm.
rib knit.
That's rib knit.
I never thought of making leggings, but that's a good idea.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
And so then this one is 2 solid colors with a fun little printed cuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, possibilities are endless with this pattern.
Well, they really are. Now, this is a cotton knit, and this is viscose, I believe. What is this? This is French terry. This
Oh.
is French terry. Never mind, forget that. It's French terry, cotton knit, French terry, and then this is back to a cotton knit.
Yep.
This was one of our Maison top kits, actually. The fabric from that kit, one of the kits.
And we still have kits available. It's also the jogger pants too.
That's right.
Yep. So
That's
we
right.
have those available. So
That's one of your favorite colors.
Yeah.
The mauve pink. Well, it's the same color as of
Yep.
your leggings, almost.
Go with my leggings.
All right.
Okay. And then
towards the back, actually.
towards the back. Okay. Okay. So next up is the Hudson. And we like the Hudson because it's very easy. Pretty much anybody can do it, no matter what level you're at. The top and the pants can be done out of knits or wovens, so you've also got another big variety.
This is the pattern that has the darts that come from the hem, 2 in the front and 2 in the back, so it tapers the legs. That's really the very popular profile in pants right now. But you wear these a lot in a lot of variations.
Yeah, I've done these several times.
Yeah.
But it's a front and a back. There's no separate waistband, there's no pockets, there's no buttons, there's no zippers. But obviously you can add pockets because I've done that. I've added bands onto the bottom. I've put the Picasso waistband on there to make it flat in the front. So, but very easy, very forgiving.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this happens to be a woven, but
Yep.
as you say, you can make it in knits.
You can make it in knit. Somebody asked me one time about pajama pants or lounge pants. This would be the perfect pattern for lounge pants. Out of a knit, out of a fleece, French terry, anything would be perfect lounge pants.
That's right.
So,
Okay.
okay. And then here's a couple varieties of the top. This one is a woven.
So the Hudson top normally has this pretty large cowl to it, which is a single layer, although if you're not someone who wants a lot of bulk around your neck, you can fold this over and make it doubled, or you can leave it off, and you can make this any height that you want. It could be a thin binding, ready to wear binding, or it can be this, I don't know, 10 or 12 inch cowl. It comes in 2 lengths in the pattern.
Yep.
This is the shorter length.
Short one. So
And
this
there's
is the long
longer
one.
as a tunic. And this, to me, is the beginning of what looks like a dress for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever done
I
that?
actually have made the Hudson into a dress.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. Okay. And then the Chesney Pants, which is a download, but I love these. I've made 4 of them. So these are the ones. Did you make these, Erin? Yeah.
Couldn't have made them, but
You
I
made
wore
it.
them.
Okay. But it's a fun print. It does have pocket. We're going to have pockets. It's a straight leg, so it's fairly wide. So it's fun with drapey fabric. But it could also be, I have a pair that are in my hamper right now, but I have a lightweight denim that turned out really cute.
Right.
So-
So this was also part of So Confident Series 9. The Chesney Pants were the one of the 4 patterns for the year. But we do sell it as a download pattern separately now, or you can go back and review your So Confident Series 9. And then we have a compendium as well available on the whole Chesney Pants series. But yeah, these are perhaps, I would call them our most basic pant, in that there are no darts at the bottom, there's no trickery anyplace else. It's a straightforward pant, easy to make, and has a straight leg, even though it's a little bit fuller. It is a straight leg.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Is that everything for you?
And then I just wanted to kind of touch a
Oh.
little bit on the
Oh, I
Getaway
forgot about
Jeans.
these.
We do have the jeans pattern. Again, very easy pattern to follow. If you're a little afraid of making jeans, this is a good one to use. It's got elastic on the waist, on the back for comfort.
Yeah, it's got this whole yoke thing here,
Yeah.
and just the elastic across the back.
Yeah. This one here has got some fun red top stitching on it.
We have some great hardware. We have some little, what are these called?
Rivet.
Rivets. Yes, yes.
Rivets.
We have rivets that can really step it up and make these jeans look like real jeans that you didn't make, although there's nothing wrong with letting people know you made them. And the detail on the hem is that you turn them up and you bind a little portion of the hem to give it a little accent. You can either match that to your top stitching or do something really crazy.
But you could also make it a lot of fun, and instead of using denim, use a printed canvas.
Would be
a lot of
fun.
fun.
This technique for doing this fly front is the best fly front technique you will ever find. We learned it from Sandra Betsina. It's in her power sewing book, and we have used it on our Getaway Pants pattern. Okay. Is that everything?
So I think that was everything.
All right. You got some notions to show us?
Okay. So these are my two. This is the hot ruler. It's kind of like a super duper piece of felt that you will hold the heat in. But I'd looked at these, but never really thought about it until I started working here. And it was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and try one. Best thing ever. It's got the inches marked. It's got 1/2 inches, 1/4 inches, 1/8 inches. So say, like with the London shirt, you're going to fold it over twice on the facing to make your plackets. And it's got the inch marked here. I can press it down, slide it up, press it down, and then fold it back over again. And I get perfect lines steamed the first time. So that's a great little tool. And then everybody needs to have an easy threader. We've sold, what, 200 of these? So most of you have one. If you don't, you might want to think about it. So it's a lot easier to thread your elastic with this than just, you know, a little safety pin. And it's got a large hole here. You can either whip stitch your elastic onto it or use a large safety pin and put it on there. But you can cover a lot more ground with this than just a 2-inch safety pin.
Yeah, it's a fantastic tool.
Yeah, it's inexpensive and you'll use it over and over again.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Any questions for Deb?
Let's get a close up of those tools. Can you?
Oh, your fabrics. We have to show your fabrics.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't done that.
My fingers in the way.
I didn't show mine either, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I think you just circle back.
We can do fabrics at the end.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay, well, I'm going to go downstairs, probably start cutting fabric. So
Well, you talk about your fabrics.
we'll talk about my fabrics. Okay, so this is new. It's a cabled sweater knit, which is just really cool.
I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
We've never had anything like this
Yeah.
ever in the store
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah. So
It's vertical. We've got it
Yeah.
hanging kind of horizontal here, but it is a vertical cable.
but it's a cable, so it's got quite a bit of stretch. So obviously this is going to be a Hudson top. The only thing is the back is kind of strange. So I think when I do the cowl, I might just make it double. So that way when it falls down, you don't see this backside.
Yeah, this doesn't really particularly bother me, but it is different. It's
is
a different
different.
texture for sure.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll have to play with that. And
Or
see,
do a deep
but-
hem or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
double it, deep hem. Yeah.
So
What are you going to wear that with?
I am going to wear that with this beautiful wide well corduroy. That's also new. And this will probably either be the Hudson Pants or maybe the Chesney.
Or you could even do the getaways.
The Getaways. It could be fun jeans too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
But I thought those two would be pretty together.
That's so you. So you.
Yep.
And then you also have the fabrics from the
Yes.
Marceau.
From the Marceau.
And make you haul those out here.
So we do have both of these in stock. And they are current items, so if we ran out, we could definitely get more. But,
Yep.
Yep. But we do have stripes and other colors, and there's some prints and knits, so you can get creative with it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Couple
Thank you.
questions for you, Deb.
Okay.
Just repeat the questions. So they want to know about your turtleneck addition to the dress.
I want to know about your turtleneck
My
edition.
turtleneck addition to the dress is just actually a separate turtleneck. So it's November in Kansas and it's cold, so I wear my
We
turtlenecks.
have a tutorial relating to the swing tee that shows you how to make a funnel neck and add that to it. So if you ever want to,
I need that.
Well, apparently you don't need that, but yes, okay. I think we can make that happen.
We can probably make that.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the fabric what fabric have you used for the Hudson Pants?
For the Hudson Pants, which fabric have I used for the Hudson Pants?
Which fabric have you not used?
Which fabric have
No,
I not used
go
for the
ahead.
Hudson Pants? The viscose linen is absolutely wonderful. It's easy to work with, washes great, and it holds the shape really well. I'm actually getting ready to use a plaid cotton. Probably won't be able to wear them until spring, but what else have I used? Lightweight or a medium weight linen. So,
I've
but-
used the silk and linen combination. The ones that we had up here were lightweight tropical weight wools. Erin has made them in knits 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any particular, anything that you would make pants out of would make the Hudsons. There's
Would make
nothing
the
about the Hudsons that would prevent you, that needs a special fabric. It's pants fabrics.
Yep.
But even your like chambray and your lightweight denims would
Yep.
work.
Probably not a heavyweight denim like that 14-ounce
Right.
denim. Might be a little bit too much around the waist because it's gathered.
I like
But-
things that have a little bit of drape to them, but they don't have to have a ton of drape. In fact, I made one pair one time in a super slinky knit, and it was too slinky and it lost its shape. So something that has a little bit of structure to it, and that's why linen is really perfect, and that kind of feel is good. Okay.
Okay, what about the Getaway Jeans? Do you make it in stretch denim or regular?
The Getaway Jeans, she wants to know if it's a stretch denim or a regular.
Stretch denim is our recommendation,
Yeah.
but you don't have to. I think that depends on you. I tend to like a little bit of stretch in my denim. How about you?
I prefer a little bit of stretch in my denim, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But if I use this corduroy down here, I don't think this has like maybe 2% spandex in it, so there's not much stretch at all. But I think it'll still work just
I
fine.
think it would work. 2% spandex in that corduroy. I think
Yeah.
that would work just fine.
Yeah.
The getaways don't need tons of stretch, but maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's they're asking for content of the fabrics that you're showing, so the content of the cable knit and the content of the corduroy.
Okay, they're asking about content of the fabrics that I'm talking about. So the cable knit is 90 cotton, 10% spandex.
And this is 98% cotton, 2% spandex, the
2%.
corduroy. And your knits are almost all cotton knits with maybe 5% spandex.
Just 5% spandex. So.
Okay, just have a couple questions just for Linda.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want me to answer them now?
Sure. They want to know the content. Oh, is the black wool lycra washable that you did your detour out of?
Well, I don't know. Our answer to that is a pretty standard answer. If you are unsure about the behavior of a fabric, we recommend that you cut a 4-inch square or a 6-inch square and throw it in the washing machine and see what happens. I didn't pre-wash the fabric for my Detour jacket, so I can't tell you how it performed. That jacket for me is a dry clean jacket.
Would you use scuba for pants?
Would I use scuba for pants? Probably not. You can. I would tend to use scuba for helix pants, pencil pants, something that's slim. I'm not going to use scuba for the Hudsons or even the Getaways or the Chesneys. It's just too much bulk, roundness, not enough drape for me.
Is the corduroy wide wale or narrow?
It's wide, medium. It's medium.
Just right.
It's not a pin whale, and it's not super wide. I'd call it just medium.
All right, well, let's move on.
Okay, Betsy.
Hello, hello.
This is Betsy. Betsy drove in from Kansas City today, and we're just enchanted with what you have on.
Well, I was going to say what it was first off, but I kind of want to see if anyone can figure it out.
Ah.
So I'm gonna show my other things first.
Okay,
and
let's
I
have a
wanna
little
see
contest
if you guys
here.
Can figure out what this shirt is.
All right.
Because it is one of our patterns, kind of.
It's more than one of our patterns. No, it's basically one of our
yeah,
patterns.
it's just,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm going to start with the Berwick St Tunic. And these are both things that you've seen me wear because they are my favorite pattern. So this is the tunic straight out of the box. You got your little hidden placket, your collar, a little bit of a pleated skirt. I call it a skirt. I don't know if that would be it. One reason I brought this particular tunic is because this fabric, when I got it, was a giant scarf. I got it for Christmas, and it was like a 6-foot square scarf, which is taller than I am. And I was like, what am I going to do
It reminds
with
me
this?
of one of those scarves you get in the museum.
It was from the Metropolitan
Exactly.
Museum of Art.
Okay.
And so it was a gift, and I was like, "There's nothing. I just can't wear that much scarf." So I cut it up and use it to make this tunic. And it's perfect, it's silk, but I would like to just point out that I was able to pretty much match all of the
horse.
The sad unicorn, which
Unicorn.
is pierced by arrows. It's kind of a sad fabric, but I used it anyway. Anyway, but
that's a great use though of upcycling and those things that we have that we just don't know what to do with and you never wear, but it was a gift.
And I've got other scarves which are smaller, but I could see using them for like sleeves or just
patchwork
in there.
You probably had to add this back seam because of whatever restrictions you had with the pattern or the scarf.
Yep. And I used almost every inch of the scarf. It was pretty,
I think it's really cool.
It was tight, but I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
So that's just plain old Berwick Street tunic.
Okay.
But you know me, I like a dress. So this is my dress version. No buttons down the front, but pretty much the same skirt part lengthened, of course. And then I did some mesh knit sleeves, and I did a binding around the neckline.
And did you pleat this? No, you did pleat that. Yeah.
I did pleat it.
That is so cute. The sleeves on the Berwick Street tunic really run long in the pattern. So we suggest that you measure and determine. I actually like the sleeves at a little more of a 3/4, but these sleeves are long enough for Erin, and she has very long arms.
Which means they're down to here.
Exactly. So you do want to measure when you get the pattern.
Yes, yes. The reason I did the knit sleeve on this is because years ago I got a dress that's woven in the middle and then knit sleeves. And I wear a lot of cardigans and sweaters in the winter, and I love how easy it is to get the sleeve in and out of the sweaters. And so I do like a knit sleeve on a woven dress.
Well, you see a lot of woven and knit combos in a lot of ways. Like you saw the Liberty where I used the knit on the back and woven on the sleeves and the front. But yes, this mesh sleeve is a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Not any bulk and just enough coverage. And yes, it's like a lining.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was my first favorite. Then, if I can get it off. Then I chose the Splice. Now, this is your classic Splice out of a rayon. And it's got a little bit down the side, which you can't really see here, but you'll see in a minute. And I like the scoopier neck. I like the 3/4 length sleeves. I think it drapes beautifully. You can make it in so many different fabrics. So this is a rayon. This is one I made out of a Liberty cotton and then just another cotton. And you can really see the side detail here.
The splices.
The splices. The name of the game. And then I turned the facing outside for a little contrast.
If you want to look as if you're creative, look at the interior structure of facings and other pieces and parts to patterns and put them on the outside, and people think, oh, that was brilliant. And you just used a pattern piece that already existed.
Right. But just went the opposite way with it.
Yeah.
But again, I needed a dress. So this is, and actually I was just wearing this last week.
That is spectacular.
I love this dress.
Yeah.
It's just, all I did was lengthen it. Take it down, and then I don't, on the original Splice, the Splice is a little bit shorter than the front and back, so I just keep it one length here.
We have a really great picture of you in this at the post office, I think.
Yes.
We have this beautiful historical post office here in Topeka, downtown Topeka, and I think you guys went up there and did a photo shoot, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is a rayon silk velvet, the kind of velvet that requires some special attention. And did you use the KK 2000?
I did.
Yes.
And I used that felty board
Yes.
to hold the velvet.
Yes. We recommend that you use something like Sulky KK 2000 to spray adhesive, spray the seams, and put the seams together before sewing them, because otherwise it's going to creep and crawl on you. But we do have a sewing with velvet
tutorial.
So that would be good to refer to. And I also talk about sewing with velvet on my Craftsy class. You Can Sew That is the name of the class. And there's a whole lesson section on sewing velvet.
But I think this garment in particular is great for velvet or tricky fabrics because there's no buttons. It's such a simple garment that it makes it easier to sew with it.
Well, that is a really good point. When you're selecting velvet, think about paring down the details. Even if the pattern has details, edit them out maybe if you can, and try not to have too many details.
Because it's going to be a lot easier to make a splice out of a silk velvet than like a London shirt. You would,
Or the Berwick.
or the
Yeah.
Thanks. Keep it simple. So yeah, I love the splice, and I think it's really useful. And you could do, I bet, a long dress would be beautiful.
Yeah, it would be
I just
gorgeous.
never got
All right.
into that. Thank you. I'll take those. You don't have to
All right.
hold on to them the whole time. So then, whoa. We've got the West End pants. And I know I'm not a pants wearer, but I wear the West Ends quite a bit. Because
they look like a skirt.
loungy, and they look like a skirt, and they're comfortable, and they give me like a 1940s trouser vibe without having to do all the trousery part. So, what have I made them in? I've made them in rayon. I've made them in linens. I made them in, this is the lightweight viscose linen. Did I say that right? Viscose linen, yeah. And I wear them all the time. I only brought these because the rest of them look really rough because I wear them all the time. And I was like, I don't know that I can show these. You know, one thing I did is I have a rayon pair that I did. We've got this rib knit. No, that's not rib knit. Well, I guess it is.
Rib knit's down there.
Oh, it's over there. That I did the waistband out of a rib knit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's super comfortable and really nice. So I say West End pants. You've got pockets, you've got flow, they're super drapey and beautiful. And on these, like, I like to play with different color pockets. This one I put piping down the side. These are really short. Like, I did a cropped version. I have them long. I have
Sort
them,
of like gauchos.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
if you were looking for a pant,
They're one of my favorite patterns too. I wanted that to be on my list, but you had already grabbed it.
well, you know, Erin sent a message over the computer yesterday, and she was like, pick 4 patterns. And like in 10 seconds, I was like, bam, 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 bam. She was like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, it didn't take me very long either. You know, I know what I like.
Yeah, I said,
to make.
I know what I go for. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So, has anyone figured out what my shirt is? Have there been any guesses?
Before you do the big reveal, you might adjust your mic.
Okay.
A few people mentioned that. We did have some Eureka comments, thinking that you're wearing a Eureka.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said Memphis top. I think that might be some confusion there. Splice.
Oh, I guess you're okay.
That's what I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Those 3. Eureka is the most common question.
It is partially a Eureka. So what it is the Mixit top, this little lady here, with the Eureka neckline, and then I added puffy sleeves.
And so the little sleeve is here,
Right. So this is the little
separate.
separate sleeve.
So how did you do this?
So, well, the sleeves are from another pattern that I like, and I like their puffy sleeves.
Okay.
So what I did was I took the pattern, and then I laid the arm's eye sleeve pattern on top of it and changed the arm's eye for the pattern. And then basically, I just put it on top and stitched them in at the same time.
Okay. So you took the Mixit top sleeve pattern so that you used that curve at the
Yep.
top, and then you superimposed your other pattern of your favorite pattern of longer sleeve to the bottom of that, basically. You just blended the two.
I just blended
but
the
you
two.
used the Mixit sleeve top cap top. Top cap.
Top cap.
Yeah, whatever. And Eureka neck. And
And the
otherwise,
Eureka neck.
it's the Mixit top.
Yes. And I like the Mixit top because it's got a little bit of a dart,
Yeah.
which you can't see here, but there's a dart. It's a little bit of a slimmer fit. I love the Eureka. but it is boxier. And
Right.
so for me, sometimes I like a little bit of a slimmer fit. And I think that when we play with t-shirt styles, we go to the Eureka because it's such a simple canvas.
Right.
And I think we overlook this one because it's got this neckline, so you think, oh, we can't do anything with that neckline. But I just popped that Eureka on here.
I've never seen this done. It's a really great
Yeah.
thing to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, it's just easy. Again, you just put your patterns on top of each other and then just trace it.
Yeah.
Make it work. Now, I wasn't sure about this shirt. So initially I wanted to do the 2 sleeves. And then I thought maybe it wasn't right, so then I just had the one white sleeve, but I ended up with the 2 sleeves. Do you like the 2 sleeves?
I do. Yeah.
I
think it's fantastic.
It's growing on me.
And of course the fabric is delightful.
The fabric is delightful. So let's see if I can get this down.
Yeah.
The fabric is 2 colorways of the same print. And I'm going to bring it close to you so you can see it. Because it is a hilarious print of eyes and mouth. And there's one, I don't know if you can see it, one mouth with braces in it. And as someone who had braces, I felt like it was for me. And it's got the white background and the navy. And it's just so funny.
Yeah. I love this
the
fabric.
greatest
It's
print.
really fun.
I think there's a name on it, but I can't figure out.
I never could figure that out either.
It says like wolf or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. But it's so fantastic, and I wanted to use the opposite. Just make use of both colors. And actually, as I was sitting back there, I love it with this gold rib knit.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
A little something. So those are my 2 fabrics, and then also I had to pick a Liberty cotton because
Of course.
I could not have Liberty represented. But all of these fabrics can be used for any of the patterns I picked.
Right.
Tops,
Great Berwick Street
bottoms,
tunic, great Mixit top, great Splice. Yeah.
And even the West End pants. You could do some really
That's right.
lightweight silk West End pants.
That's right.
So
Okay.
that
Any
was-
questions for Betsy?
Well, speaking of the West End, they asked, you talked about the rib knit. Would you use the rib knit and elastic, or just the rib knit at the waist?
I ended up adding the elastic because the rib knit that I used, and I don't remember if it was that one or not, it started to, if I didn't wash it, it would start to relax too much, and then I was like pulling up my pants while I was walking around the house. So I did end up putting the elastic in it, but I just really like the look of like the black knitty top on the West End pants.
Your West End the waist. Can you show those West Ends with the floral fabric?
I can.
And hold it up just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So we can see the fabric.
Oh, sorry. Since we did not repeat the question, someone asked to see these again. So, and then the previous question was if I used elastic with the rib knit when I did the knit band, and I did.
Okay. And they love your 2 sleeves.
Oh, good. Thank you.
That's fantastic. And they lots of great comments about your scarf Berwick.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Thank you,
just
thank you.
everything. They just think you're adorable. So. Okay.
All right.
Oh, what's your skirt, Betsy?
Oh, this is just a black skirt that I had.
Vintage.
Yep. Although I do like this one zipper detail.
Oh.
It's got a zipper and a ribbon.
Oh, yes. Lovely. Grosgrain ribbon outlining it.
Yeah.
Well, you could take the, you could take the West End pants, make it into a skirt, pleat it, add a pocket and a zipper.
Done.
No problem. Yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Actually, you could do a zipper detail like this in the Berwick Street tunic.
Yes, you could.
in
That
the
would
front.
be beautiful.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and notions. I forgot about my notions. So I chose the Kay Buckley Perfect Scissors.
They are the perfect
because
scissors.
they're the perfect scissors. And if you are doing anything with sewing, you have to have the perfect scissors.
They're just about the only scissors I use anymore.
Yeah.
For trimming, for clipping. I don't use them to cut out, but everything else.
I do like to cut out with scissors.
Oh.
I
You're
know.
one of those
I
last
know.
holdouts.
I am.
That's all right.
I don't know why. I feel like I have more control with scissors than I do with a rotary
Well, some
cutter.
people think that, yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but anyway.
Whatever works
So
is
I like
what
a
you
good
do.
scissor, and they're lightweight. Like I have scissors that are
And your hands don't get tired in those handles.
exactly. So, Karen Kay Buckley,
Yeah.
thank you for your scissors. And then also the Tulip embroidery needles, which aside from coming in just a beautiful box,
I know. They're like gift ready.
and you can't really see it, but it's got a little glass vial with the embroidery needles in there.
Yeah.
I use these all the time because I do a lot of embroidery, and I just like them. They feel really nice in my hand.
And you could use this as a Christmas ornament.
I was just gonna say it totally looks like a Christmas ornament.
Hanging on the tree.
You can for your sewing loved ones.
Yeah,
just put
exactly.
It all over. Yeah. So
I like those needles a lot too. Not just for embroidery, for all hand sewing, really.
yeah. So that's me.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Hand the mic to Erin, and Erin is on. All right. I think it's interesting to see we have a little bit of a generational thing going on here. I'm so much older than these gals, and Deb's kind of in the middle of us. So it's fun to see that these patterns can be made for so many age groups and so many body types, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So-
You're the tallest of the bunch.
Yes, as always, right?
It's good to have a tall person around.
My choices, like Betsy, I love dresses too, and I think in the winter, I like a cozy dress, because I want to look nice, but I want to be cozy. I want to be comfortable. I want to feel like I'm wearing my pajamas, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing my pajamas, right? So the ones I chose, the first one I chose was the Bristol. So the Bristol is great because it has two options. It's got a dress and a top. So I have on a version of the dress made in a fleece, a very fluffy fleece, might I add. Very soft on the inside. Yes, you're right.
Just
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. Well, hopefully you didn't. Hopefully you missed my flub because I am wearing a very fluffy French terry instead of fleece. So the French terry on this Bristol is used on the main part of the dress, and then it does have a matching ribbing for the sleeves, for the yoke, and for the back, and then also on the bottom. It has bottom bands. It also has the matching ribbing. And then on the rib or the sleeve, it has a stripe knit, which is really fun. So it's a very simple, simple gray dress, but it adds just a little contrast on the sleeves. So then it also comes in a top. So in the pattern, you also get this dress and the top. And so this one's actually completely out of rib knit, which I think is really fun. I think sometimes we tend to use rib knits as details. But you can make an entire garment out of rib knit, which I think is really, really nice, really stable that way.
when I make this, I lengthen this about an inch. I don't know why. Just a little more coverage here, but you don't have to make it short or long. You can go kind of in between. Add an inch or two or three, or shorten it an inch or two or three, or whatever. So.
Right. You could do the tunic.
This is a good example of how long your arms are, because this is a turn-up sleeve, and yours is not. So she really does have long arms. So remember that whenever you're making any of our patterns, you need to measure the sleeves and adjust them if necessary. And we have lengthened and shortened lines on our sleeve patterns, so it's there for you for a reason.
Another great thing about the Bristols, I think you really can, even though I feel like I'm wearing my pajamas right now, you can also dress it up, and with the holidays upon us, you can make it out of something a little dressier. So this one is made with a slightly sparkly knit, and then it just uses just a traditional ponte knit, medium weight ponte knit for the yoke and for the sleeves.
I've worn this a couple of times to little dress up at fairs, and I'm crazy about this. I wear some leggings that are kind of lacy, you know, a little bit textured lacy, and some, you know, big girl shoes. Not sneakers.
What does that mean?
Some dress shoes, you know, very like. Well, actually, I could wear the boots I have on, and then I wear this necklace with it.
There you go.
So I love this dress. I love the Bristol. I love the Bristol pattern. That was another one you grabbed that I couldn't put on my list either.
You were kind of last on that.
I was last, so.
Yeah. So the Bristol.
Yep.
It's a really, really fun pattern. All right. And then next, I'm just going to move on to the next dress. Another favorite dress is the Cityscapes. The Cityscapes is an ankle-length dress. It's nice and fitted through the waist, and then it has a great shape out at the hips and then tapers down at the bottom, and it has darts.
The darts start at the hem and go clear up to below the bust.
Yeah.
Really hard to see in this fabric.
It is
but
hard to see.
It creates the whole shape.
And then long sleeves.
And you contrasted the sleeves, which I think is really great.
Right. This is more of a sweater knit here, the black and white, and then this is a jersey, viscose jersey on the sleeve. So I think that's really fun. Or you could just make it a solid, you know, it's very classy, I think, just to make a simple, solid color dress, but give it a little pop with the orange. But this is another, I think it's a viscose, viscose jersey. And maybe you can see the darts a little bit better in the solid. Here I can bring it up a little closer. And the darts are on the front and on the back. So it gives you a really great shape in through the front and through the back. And I think it tapers down to the ankle, but I usually have, you know, plenty of, you know, walking space. Like and I have a pretty long stride, so as you can guess.
And you wear a lot of things over this.
Right, right. So something you can wear over it is another one of my favorite patterns, is you could wear the Charlie Bomber on top. So let's see what that looks like, actually. I'm going to do this one, because I love this one.
Here, I'll hold this.
Okay, so this is our Charlie Bomber jacket. This is made using a medium weight denim and then a cotton lycra on the sleeves and then through the body of it, and then it's quilted. So this was one of the So Confident projects this year, March, maybe?
I think so.
And so Linda was teaching how to quilt the fabric, how to use the fringe on the yoke. It's a really great class, and it's a really great, I think, fabric choice for the Charlie Bomber. Look at that. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, that's cute. Well, you developed the pattern, really, when you started off with this one. And people would come to the workshops that we had and love this jacket so much that we just turned this into the Charlie Bomber, when actually you had started with the San Diego jacket.
Right.
But we just created a whole new pattern.
Right. I know. I remember actually last week we were talking on Facebook Live about the evolution of the San Diego a little bit. And so starting off with the San Diego jacket, and then it turned into the San Diego tunic, San Diego shirt, and then into the Charlie Bomber. So that was the gift that just kept on giving.
I know. You're right.
We have
You're right.
20, 30. We have a lot of San Diego variations in our closet.
Yes.
So, but this was a great pattern that came out of all of that. And one thing I wanted to point out on this one is one thing we didn't do in the Charlie Bomber pattern, but it has these stripe knit patches that we put on the front, and then it coordinates with the bottom band, and then we put it on the back here too, which I think is a really fun detail. I think sometimes you feel like your garments just need a little extra something, and I think this is a really neat way to do it, and it really kind of completes the look.
So what fabrics would you use?
Well, okay. Well, should I show the Fuji first?
Oh,
And
sorry
go to
about that.
fabrics,
I
right?
forgot.
Should we do that?
She has one more.
You mean here? I'll hang this up. Then we can go to the fabrics. Okay. So the Fuji mountaintop. We do not ever talk about the Fuji.
I don't know why, because we love it.
It's really fun. Actually, the one I want to show first. So I've been seeing this style in a lot of ready-to-wear right now. This, I call it like a sailor sweater. I don't know if that's the right word or not. That's what I call it. But it has this great yoke on the front, and it's an asymmetric yoke on the front, and then it has a tall collar. And this one's made with just this is a knit that actually had gray on one side and blue on the other. So this is all the same fabric. But the pattern has this pullover option, but then it also has the jacket version, which is the same fit, same style. It just buttons all the way down the front.
Great jacket, great sweatshirt, great top, great blouse weight even. It's pretty versatile.
Right. And this one's made in our boucle.
Right.
So our wool rayon boucle.
Right.
Which we have.
Which we have a lot of colors of.
Right. Right. We're showing here the purple version. We didn't quite have that purple.
No,
that kind of
not this
orchid
one.
purple, but we do have this great, more K-State purple. I think.
K-State purple. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. As we'd like to call it around the office.
Yeah.
But yes, we do have a variety of different colors of the boucle right now. But this is our the purple to go with the Fuji. The next fabric I just love. I don't know why this is still here.
I don't know why it's still here either.
It's so fantastic. But it's a fur that has like an embossed, like animal print, I'd say, or kind of reptile print across it. But I think it'd be really fun. It would be great with the Charlie Bomber.
Right.
I think you use this on the front of the Charlie Bomber and then incorporate other fabrics into it. So then you're only dealing with a small section of fur.
And when we say fur, this is really shallow. It's not a big fluffy fur. It's just more like a almost velour, but it is fur.
Right. But
Really fun.
Yeah.
But put it with black sleeves, black collar, black back. Yeah.
Well, black ribbing. Here we go.
Black ribbing, yes.
Yeah. Put it with black ribbing. We actually have a huge roll of this downstairs, but put it with the black ribbing.
Yeah.
And I think that really sets off the embossed part there. And then the other fabric, this would make a great Bristol. This is another French terry.
This is this really gutsy French terry.
Right. Which
We talk about French terries only because they're smooth on one side and they have the loop on the back side. And they can be really fine and you almost don't notice it, like the Marceau that Deb showed, but this one is gutsy, like this one.
Like the dress that I have on,
Yes.
the same. And let's see what it is. I know you're asking about content. 100% cotton on this large loop French terry. So this would make a great Bristol top or dress.
Yeah.
Or Fuji. I think that would be.
Yeah, it would make a great Fuji. It'd make a great Charlie Bomber
Oh, it would.
with this.
That's true. All right. Oh, and then notions. What notions did I choose? Well, I definitely snagged the notions on this.
Yeah, you got the one that everybody wanted.
There's not a project that goes by that I don't use my Fusi-Web and my Chakoner. I mean, there's just not. And so I think that if you're out of Fusi-Web, then I feel like I can't move on with my project. It just comes in handy, and all you have to do is take, a narrow strip. You don't even have to use the entire width, so it does last a long time. But you fuse your hems in place, or another tricky seam that you want to fuse down. I think it's the perfect thing to have in your sewing room. And then Chakoners. I mean, I think that you're chalking those hems, or you want to know where that seam line is. You need to have a Chakoner. So those are my favorite tools.
All right, any questions for Erin?
Yes. Is the boucle itchy?
Is the boucle itchy?
I don't think the boucle is itchy. I don't mind wool myself. I don't get
This is
That little
40%
itchy
wool, 60% rayon. If you're super sensitive, you might not love it. But I mean, you have to be pretty super sensitive.
And I think I also tend to use it for jackets and things that are going to go over something. So I think even if you do have a minor irritation, you're wearing it over a top or a sweater or something else. So, or a long sleeve shirt or something like that. So I think it's very soft and drapey. Yeah.
What are the characteristics that make the San Diego jacket a San Diego? I guess the Charlie Bomber a San Diego?
The San Diego jacket has that classic, for us, neckline seam and a dropped front shoulder seam. And the fold back drapey collar. That's the one feature that we don't change much when we start changing San Diegos. We change lengths and sleeve widths and asymmetric, this and that, but that element of seaming stays.
Right.
How do you prep the boucle before you sew it?
How do you prep the boucle before you sew it? I don't pre-wash this. It can be pre-washed, and it does change the character a little bit. It fluffs it up just a little bit, but I personally do not pre-wash this fabric, and I dry clean the garments. Should let you answer that, I guess.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry.
That's exactly what I would have done.
Okay.
Do you need to line or underline the French terry to prevent sagging of the dress in the Bristol?
This is not underlined or lined. I haven't noticed any sagging, anything like that. So I haven't had any problems.
Okay. Erin, do you usually choose the size of your measurements, or do you size down, and what size?
So basically, do I use my measurements to figure out what size I would make, or do I size down? I do tend to stick to kind of the same. It depends. It depends because I am tall and I do have broad shoulders and things like that. So sometimes that comes into consideration. But I'm usually a medium or a large in our patterns. Typically on the bottom, I'm going to be a little bit bigger. So that's when I would probably go up to the large. But on top, I'm typically a medium.
Someone noted that they would like to see the Fuji on. I wonder if you could put the jacket over the dress?
Sure.
Maybe?
Okay. You put the Fuji on over the dress.
It's freezing.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
cold in here, so it works out.
We
for
have the
me.
heat turned off so that you don't hear the noise, but we're all shivering.
Glad I have on this warm French French terry. So here we go.
So that's the jacket version.
This is the jacket version. So I love this drapey tall collar. I think that's really fun.
Can we see the shiny fabric up close?
Oh, we can take this off. Really? Hold it up a little bit. There we go. Do we really need to put it back
No.
on?
I think we can put it on the floor.
Just strap it. There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. We had someone purchased the two-sided, two-color denim. And even though we thought that it would ravel, I guess it does not ravel. Would that fabric do well in one of the jackets from last week, or is it too stiff? That was the Chateau. I would say no.
Okay, so a double-sided denim with a double-sided denim
You know
work.
those colored ones,
Right, work for the Chateau. I don't know. It might be too stiff. But we have made the Chateau in things that are everything from drapey to stiff. I would personally use that still use it for a Charlie Bomber, but maybe just not fray it.
That's exactly right. That's
so
what
it
I
doesn't
would
have
do.
the fringe, because I think those denims would be
Yeah,
great
just seam
for
it,
the Charlie
and maybe even
Bomber.
reverse the color It'd make a great Charlie bomber with reverse color for the yoke and just have a seam instead of the fringe.
Right, right.
And then, can you refill a Chakoner?
Can you refill a Chakoner? And you can. We actually do sell Chakoner refills, so that can be done.
Yeah, there's a little brush on the end that just comes out, and if you form a little cone with some paper or something, you can just put it right in there. It's really easy.
It has instructions too on when you get the refill, but you just refill it at the top, on the top of the heart.
And we did have someone who just tried to get on the website and is having an issue, so we might just...
Yeah, we would like to apologize to all of you and our customers. Yesterday or Sunday morning, we discovered that our website was not working. And our website maintenance person was having an issue at their end. So we've been having trouble for 2 days now. But just be patient. I think it depends on who your provider is at this point as to how well it's working. So we're 90% there, I would say. But just hold on. If you need to place an order and you're having trouble on the website, feel free to call us. We'll be happy to handle it by phone.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Erin.
Yes.
I need to talk about my fabrics just briefly.
Oh, yes. And then go over the sale.
This is the black brushed wool that I want to recommend for my Detour Jacket, but it would also make great Picasso Pants. And then for the eTee, use this little rib knit for your little pop of color under your Liberty top. This is a knit, a lightweight sweater knit, and I think this is me all over the place. So I thought, I got to go home and make this actually. I think I might have to do that. All right, so let's repeat some dates real quickly and make sure that everybody hears this. Our So Confident November Q&A session is this coming Monday, the 29th at noon and 6 o'clock Central Time. We will also be talking about the December project then, and we'll be taking pre-orders for the fabric kits for the December project, which is Valencia Pants. And then the class that is normally a video, it has been for 11 months, in December will be a live Zoom call with everybody who works here wearing their Valencia pants, and I'll be giving the class tips about how to fit and make the Valencia pants in that session, which will be recorded so that you can watch it at any time. And we're calling it the Valencia Cocktail Hour, 4 p.m. Central Time, December 9th. All right, any last minute questions?
Don't forget it's 20%.
Oh, yes. So everything we've talked about, all the patterns, all the favorite patterns from all four of us, all the fabrics, all the notions, everything we've talked about today is 20% because we thank you so much for your support and all that you do for us throughout the year and keep us motivated.
There's one last question about what your Liberty shirt is made out of.
My Liberty shirt is a sweater knit like this.
And do you line your black wool pants?
Do I line my black wool pants? No. I could, but I don't.
Okay, that's all I see.
All right, thank you so much. I know this was a long session and we had a few glitches at the beginning, but we appreciate you hanging in there, and I hope you all have a fabulous Thanksgiving day and time to relax and refresh. Get a little sewing done by Saturday or Sunday after the dishes are done, I hope, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Oh,
do we want to talk about the end cuts?
Oh,
End cuts?
a big deal on Saturday, right? We're having an end cut sale. We'll send out an email, so watch for that. Over the weekend, we're having all of our end cuts are on sale.
Saturday.
Big sale.
Saturday.
Saturday
only.
Saturday only. So watch for that. All right. Okay, now we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.